You ready, Dave?
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm born ready.
Back in Vegas.
I heard this was a nice place, the Dragon's Lair, huh?
Yes, it's great.
Some dude named Flex Lewis owns it.
Yeah, don't say Wheeler.
That was part of the joke.
Okay.
Hi. Good to meet you. Yes.
You brought some new talent, Vicky.
I did. Coach, this is Chris or Clips.
How you doing, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Big Dave. That's my girlfriend, Kim.
Hi, Kim. How you doing?
What did you bring me, Merlin?
Huh?
What did you bring me all the way from Georgia today?
I brought Christina Bryant.
Hi, Christina.
She
Hi.
recently placed 5th in Tampa.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And she's primed for 2022 to make it to the Olympia, yes?
Yes. Yes. We're going to claim that.
So
First time at the Dragon's Lair?
Yes,
Christina?
it is. Yes. I fell in love as soon as I walked through the door. Definitely going to go shopping over here in this room before I go.
Thank you so much for flying all the way from Georgia just to be on
for
JTV.
this.
Thank you. I'm honored that you guys are having me.
Of course. Eric's been talking about you for a while.
Oh, well, thank
He's
you.
been praising.
Some of it's even been nice. Though.
Yeah, he's
Really?
been praising
Yeah, a few
you.
things.
All right.
Yes.
All nice.
Very
all
cool.
great stuff.
What are we going to be training?
So, Christina is a quad freak, and I don't know if you can tell through her pants. But
Yeah, I can see that.
we'll probably have you give you some pictures for this video so you can see what she looks like. Because she's got an interesting story.
Yes.
But she's quad freak, so she wants to. We need to bring her upper body up to match the legs. So she wanted to do some back today. So that's what we're going to hit, which is good because the Dragon's Lair has some pretty cool back
Great
equipment.
machines. Yes.
So
Did you get a chance to look around,
We
Christina?
did.
Yeah?
We did get to look around. I mean, the lighting in here is amazing.
It's awesome.
Like every
It's like-
angle in here.
yeah.
there's
They got
none
its
of
a
that.
posing room too. They got a beautiful
Okay.
posing room and everything.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming all this way. How long are you staying?
I'm here till Monday morning.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, good. Well, you didn't just fly for one day. That's a long trip, Georgia.
No, we're gonna enjoy. This is
awesome.
his first time in Vegas, so I told him I would show him.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You've been.
I've been out here a couple times.
Very cool. All right. Well, we're going to get some back and then we're going to talk a little bit.
Absolutely.
A little bit about Christina, okay?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so I started off this back workout. Really wanted to open up her lats and get them really, really pumped before we went into the other back movement. So what I'm doing is a superset, starting off with the traditional crossbench dumbbell pullover. What we're focusing on here is she's going to reach down and back behind her head. Instead of going straight down, she's trying to actually reach back a little bit. This will actually pull on the lats a little bit more, increase the stretch. And then when she hits the bottom, she hits full stretch, she focuses on tensing the lats and then pulling the dumbbell back over her head right about nose level. So again, she's focusing on working with the lats and not pulling with the chest. Then we're going to move into a pull down movement, which is the stiff arm pull down. So the first movement is a stretch movement, but the second movement is being more of a contracted movement. And this is going to further the pump in the lats. It's a similar movement, but one, like I said, focuses on the stretch. This focuses on the contraction. This is going to give her a really nice wide back and a big pump in the lats to start off the workout. A good way to get things going. Okay, so the next movement is a movement that I like call the Merlin Incline Overhead Close Grip Pull Down. And in this movement, we set a bench to about 45 degrees, maybe between 45 and 60. We're using a close grip handle on the bar because we're looking to work the belly of the lats. The closer the grip, the more you work into the lats rather than the upper back muscles. And what we're doing here is, as you can see, she's going to start with a full stretch overhead, and we're going to focus on the stretch portion of the movement. So I'm going to have her hold that stretch for a full 4 seconds before she brings the bar down, contracting lats. And in order to get that full stretch in the lats, she has to really relax the shoulders at the top, and that allows her to let the lats pull out rather than keeping the shoulders tense, and you wouldn't get that full stretch. Then she uses a very controlled movement, focusing on pulling with the belly of the lats down into the lower portion of the chest. Gets that squeeze for about a second, and then under control goes back to the top to that full 4-second stretch. This is a great movement for feeling the outer portion of the lats and really getting a nice wide back. It's a little bit different than the regular close grip pull down, focuses on the stretch a little bit more, and an excellent movement for building nice wide back. So again, we're moving into a superset. We're going to get into a little bit more of a basic movement. This is a T-bar row. I really like this T-bar row at the Dragon's Lair. It really feels really great, and it has multiple grips on it, so we can get different angles, different portions of the back. We started off with a wide grip. We're looking to work, you know, the mid-back muscles, the rhomboids, the mid-traps, rear delts. So she's going to stand over the bar. She's going to get herself in a position so that the bar is coming up higher on the chest, and that the elbows are remaining out wide and really getting a good squeeze on the upper back muscles. She keeps the movement very strict. She muscles the weights up. And after she completes this set, what I did is I dropped off a little bit of weight. I had her switch grips and go to a close grip, so we're working now into the lats. She moves back, moves up a little bit further because we want to pull into the lower abs, which helps to isolate the lats a little bit more. So this is a great combination movement because going from the mid-back muscles into the lat muscles, sort of a superset drop set combination. Gives her a tremendous pump in the back, and she can feel everything right from the spine all the way out to the outer lats. Fantastic way to build the back. Okay, so this next movement I really like. We grab an incline bench, we bring it to a pulley system, incline the bench forward, and we're using a rope rather than a basic handle. And as you can see, when she does this movement, what I have her do is I have her lean forward at the beginning of the movement, rotate her hands in a position so that she can get a full stretch in the lats. Then as she slowly starts to pull down, she starts to lean back a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, arch the lower back, sticks the chest out, rotates the hands so that the elbows can come out wide, and she's going to get a really hard contraction in the upper back. I have her think about that a back double bicep shot. And what we're doing is we're pausing and at the contraction for a full 4 seconds, so really getting a tight squeeze. So we're not using too much weight because we really want to hold that squeeze hard and tight. This is an excellent movement building the upper back muscles. Okay, so the next movement, again, we're focusing on the mid traps, the upper back. This is a shrug movement, or a hybrid, I should say, between a shrug and an upright row. We're doing it on a lower cable pulley, using a lat bar so we can get a nice wide grip, although you can change your grips on this movement from a little closer to a little wider and see how it affects your back. So she's tilting her body forward because one of the keys to this movement is we have to actually bring the bar up and make sure that we're getting it past the glutes. So by tipping your bar forward, we can get that range of motion. And what she's doing is I tell her to lead from the elbows. The key is to lead from the elbows, because you want to pick the elbows up. You don't want to just shrug straight up, otherwise it's just going to be just like a shrug and you're going to get the top of the traps. The way we're doing is we're bringing the elbows up and then shrugging to finish the movement, so you're not only getting the upper traps, but you're getting the mid traps and the lower traps, as well as the rhomboids and the rear delts. You cannot go too heavy on this movement, otherwise you will not get the range of motion. It's a short pinch, so you don't want to shorten it anymore. But this movement, if you do it correctly, when you finish the set and you put the weight down, you can really feel all the upper back muscles are pumped and tight. So this is a fantastic way for building detail into the entire upper back. Okay, so for the final movement, I decided I want to throw in a unilateral movement. I love unilateral movements if you've seen this show before. There's a great row machine here at the Dragon's Lair. And what we're going to do this, like I said, one arm at a time. We're going to position the body so it's almost like we're trying to do a one-arm row. So she actually puts the same arm that she's going to be working, she puts that leg behind her and the other leg in front of her, similar to, like I said, a one-arm row. What she's doing here, she's making sure she starts at a full stretch. I keep reminding her to keep her body up nice and high so she keeps the chest high. But she has a way of, as you can see with her body, she likes this movement to sort of angle her body, twist it a little bit towards the working arm. She feels she gets a better contraction this way, so I was all for it. So she pulls the weight back, she pulls the elbow close to the body because we want to affect the lat muscle specifically. and she gets a nice squeeze at the top of the movement. Again, she's not throwing the weight. She's not, using any body momentum. She's muscling the weight using the lats from full stretch to full contraction and focusing really hard on every single rep. This, again, is another great movement for working the width or the belly of the lats and a great way to finish up a great back workout.
All right, Big E, that was a good workout.
Yes.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I mean, but,
we wanted to wait till we have someone special.
We did. We want to wait until we had somebody special, somebody
For
really
real.
good to film.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm still out in California, but slowly but surely we'll be making my way out here. But yeah, we came out for a special reason today, and she's sitting on my right.
Yes. Christina, thank you so much for making the trip from Georgia. Congratulations on your 5th place at the Tampa Pro. It's quite an achievement. It's a tough show, a lot of competitors. How did you feel about that placing?
I felt good. It was 31 young ladies up there. So to be able to come top 5 for my 2nd year in a row in the IFBB, I felt really good.
Was that your 2nd year as a pro?
Yes, my 2nd year as a pro.
Wow, so you're brand new.
Pro show.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
What did you do last year?
Chicago Pro in 2020.
Okay.
And then 2021 was Omaha Pro and Tampa Pro.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Which one did you feel was the toughest out of those 3?
If I had to give a toughness, it would probably be Tampa Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people show up for that one.
There was a couple of Olympians in the midst of all of us ladies.
Wow. You must feel really good, top 5 of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about you because Eric told me you have a very interesting story, and I hope we get some pictures to spice up this interview because you've done so great for yourself, and I think your story could actually inspire a lot of people. So tell me a little bit about it. How did you get involved in bodybuilding, and how did you become a pro?
Well, in 2013, I went through like a crazy divorce, and my health started to play into a role of it. I was 270 pounds at 5'2". And the doctor was saying I was pre-diabetic, blood pressure issues, just all these different things were starting to take a toll on me. So he said, I can give you 2 options. You can take medication for the rest of your life, or you can start working out. Had no clue. I was embarrassed to go into a gym because I was so big and I didn't know what to do exactly. So I walked the trail for a good year and a half, running to walking and progressively doing a little bit more just to drop the weight. I hit a plateau at about 190 pounds. And I met a couple in my hometown in Georgia who were bodybuilders, and they owned a smoothie shop. So I would go there and get a post-workout smoothie after running on the trail. And they introduced me to the weight room there, and I fell in love with it. The goal was never bodybuilding. It just so happened to be something I was good at. So I stuck with it.
What is the name of those people that introduced you to bodybuilding?
Brittany Kidder and Tim Kidder.
You owe them?
Yes, I do. Big time.
So do I.
Wow, so you went from 270 to 190, and 190 you started training in weights. And who taught you the basics, the diet, the training, all that stuff?
Brittany and Tim did. They just kind of told me, okay, you're eating healthy, but you're eating too much of the healthy stuff. You don't have an actual portion control set for yourself. So once I learned the whole macronutrients and what was meant for my body, my shape, my height, it was game on then. That's when I started learning how to make my food not be so boring. Because, we all eat chicken and rice and beef and rice and things of that nature. Yeah. But being able to add my spice to it is what I like.
Would you say that was kind of like the secret to your success, to make your food interesting and to make it like actually tasty? Because you're right. I mean, if you eat boiled chicken and rice all day, it's how long can you sustain that? Really?
Yes, I've learned to make pancakes out of my oatmeal. I've learned to make stir fry with my chicken and rice versus just plain naked chicken and rice, and it still be within a healthy range for a competition prep.
How does someone go from 190 to say, you know what, I'm gonna? And did you have any idea about, okay, I'm gonna start working out, but then to go from that to actually becoming a pro bodybuilder, that's a huge leap. Some people never make it to the pro. So take me back a little bit and take me through the journey. And how did you go to see a competition? Is that how tell me a little bit about how it went?
So I ended up finding a coach there in Atlanta, and he was able to get the fat off because I had to shut down to see what was there.
Right.
But we weren't able to maintain as much muscle as we wanted to. So I went into a natural show there, and I won. That was my first ever show.
Really?
And, yeah.
What was the show?
It was the INBF show there in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
The Iron Eagle, I believe it was. But long story short, he said no more natural shows. We're going into the NPC. You really could do really well.
Yeah.
I was nervous as hell because I was maybe 2 to 3 months out from the Lee Haney Games in 2017 there in Atlanta. I took 4th in my ever first NPC show.
Wow.
And then from there, I ended up getting a coach who actually was involved with IFBB athletes already. And we set the journey out to go pro.
Wow.
I went pro in 2019 at the Chicago Junior Nationals there in Chicago. And then from there, we took a year off.
And what class was that you get the pro card in?
Women's physique.
Women's physique, okay.
Yep. First place, 5'2", Class A.
Wow. That's awesome. Only 5'2", man. It's hard to tell on picture. When you was telling me you were 5'2", I was like, oh, she looks taller.
It's all about the angle.
I think it's because she's so wide.
And were your legs always a good body part for you as soon as you start training?
Yes.
You could tell? Okay, nice.
They were always a good party part, but it was also the intramuscular fat that was in it.
Right.
I would see development in my legs, but it was never to the point where I was good enough for being competitive.
Yes.
You know? And a lot of people miss the mark on that.
Yeah. Wow. Well, E, how did you guys actually connect between the two of you? It's fairly recent, right? Just a couple months, or?
Yeah, we were working together the last couple months. Actually, it was another one of my clients we've had on the show before, Candice Carr.
Candice, yes, she's very good.
I guess you guys know each other.
Yes, we
they
do.
know each other, and she was actually looking for a new coach, and she had some very, let's say, specific requirements in the type of coach that she was looking for.
Such as?
From what I know, somebody who was more level-headed, more level-headed. Probably not just a coach in terms of telling her what to do, but also just kind of like being able to be there as like a mentor,
okay.
Somebody who would be able to deal on a psychological level in a lot of different ways, and obviously somebody who knew what they were doing. So obviously Candice and I have had a really good career working together, and she said, hey, you should really hit up my coach and talk to him about it. And then of course I think she did some stalking on my page,
like
my Instagram page.
Yeah.
Saw all the stuff that I do for Jay Cutler TV, saw my training techniques and everything, and then we just got to talking, and we hit it off immediately. I kind of really got a good, I spoke to her about her previous coach, I'm not going to mention, but and what the issues were, and I kind of felt like I was the polar opposite of what she was having an issue with before.
Okay.
And I felt like I could, really help her, and so we started working together, and it just was instant chemistry. Everything's been going really, really well, and I think that we should have I think we're going to have a really good journey together, and I personally look at her as somebody who should be on the Olympia stage.
Yeah.
We've set, we've talked about the goals, we've talked about, the way I want to go about it. We're really on the same page. So, that's the way we started, and,
let's see where it goes.
Here we are today. I think we're going to have a really interesting 2022.
Christina, what would be your plan for 2022? Have you decided yet already, or?
I've been tossing it up in the air. This will be the first longest off season I've ever taken.
Okay.
I got a couple of life things from school and transitioning with my job that I want to do, but I also want to take advantage of a long off season where I really focus on my health and making sure I'm at my best with my health first, and then we look into going into a show. But
nice.
I'm thinking about Chicago Pro if they host it in Atlanta again.
Yeah.
Or the Savannah Pro.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
And what do you do? You say you go to school and you work. What do you do for school and work?
I'm going to obtain my bachelor's degree in health administration. So the hopes is to actually open up a care facility for veterans.
Nice.
Yes, and then I work for the government.
Okay.
I'm a transportation assistant.
Okay.
For the Department of Defense.
Is it hard to juggle real life and bodybuilding, or how do you deal with the meals and the prep and?
Only if you're not prepared.
Okay.
One of my good friends that's here filming with us, he actually understood what it was to work with me. We literally landed yesterday, got to the hotel room by 2. We were up this morning at 6 a.m. to do cardio, and at Walmart getting groceries. You have to always be prepared. The one thing I do know is if I'm getting ready for a show and I'm traveling on the road, I'll start a month in advance to plan. Poor preparation leads to poor planning, and you don't do well. Exactly.
Wow. So what would you like to work the most as far as progress in the upcoming year with Eric?
My upper body, most definitely.
Okay.
My legs are so massive and they dominate all the time. So to be able to have that wingspan to match my quads, I feel like that would give me the complete look that would be a good thing for my body and my career.
Yeah. How old are you, Christina?
I'm 36.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
It's a good age, right in your prime, huh?
Yeah, she's only going to get better from here, and so and I'm hoping that. I'm glad that she's been stalking a lot of the videos because she's been employing a lot of my techniques already into her training she was telling me about today. But it's so cool that we got to work together one-on-one today in this early stage, because I was able to show her a couple of different exercises she probably never used before, and use some of the techniques and make sure that she was hitting it. And I definitely was on her case during the workout. You couldn't really hear me, but anytime she would start to speed up the movement, I'd tell her, slow that shit down. Muscle the weight, don't throw it, muscle the weight. But she always says, yes, sir. That's what I love about her.
It's just the military.
She has the military, because she always, it's a funny story, because whenever I'm texting back and forth with her, she'll say, yes, sir, and I'll be like, what's always with the sir? She's like, my dad would slap me in the head if I didn't call you sir.
Yes.
So it's fun.
It's just a respect thing.
No, she's awesome. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the workout today.
Let's talk about it, Christina. How was it to actually, it's one thing to actually watch. We all watch YouTube videos to kind of get new ideas and new workout, because we kind of get bored with the same thing over and over. We kind of get stuck in a rut, right? Doing the same thing. So how was it to actually experience the workout in person and do it for yourself today with him there?
I felt somewhat of a student watching the teacher teach. I really liked it because I actually was able to engage my lats, remember to flare my lats so I could feel that pull and that squeeze that I'm supposed to feel. And just overall different movements and variations that shock my body in a different way. Yeah. I know it woke something up today.
Are you two working with nutrition and workout, or just nutrition? Or
right now we're just doing nutrition.
Okay.
She's pretty good at looking at my stuff and employing herself.
Okay.
But if there's at any point, if she wants to start, have me design the workouts, obviously that's something that I'll do. But the way we just started right now is just the nutrition.
Awesome.
I want to make sure that the off season is spent in a manner that's going to really produce a better physique for next year. I hate calling it off season. I love calling it progress season.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was discussing with her before is that I want to keep her relatively lean, and twofold. Everybody who's watched the show before knows that I like keeping people lean in the off season, progress season anyway, because I don't feel like it's beneficial to bulk up. But also somebody like her who has come from a background of being very heavy, so her skin has been stretched. And that can always be an issue for a person who gets very, very lean. After they've been very, very heavy, their skin could be a little bit loose, and then it's not adhering around the muscle to the degree to where you're seeing the definition that actually should be there. So I want to be very, very careful about keeping her skin tight, so that when she steps on stage next year, the skin has time to adhere again around the muscle and get that saran wrap look. Her conditioning is absolutely spectacular, so that's always going to be a strength for her. So now it's just a process of evening out. I wouldn't say she's quite in the same book as a Tom Platz, who had such ridiculous legs as her, but she has some of that syndrome. So where if we can balance out, and we will, her upper body to her legs. I think she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, because she puts it all together. She really has a beautiful, proportionate, symmetrical physique. Her conditioning is spot on, and I think that if we could just make some detail improvements for next year, she's gonna be hard to beat. Honestly,
I can't wait to see it. Christina, tell me, how do people who know you from home, who have seen you, I would say, at your worst, and see you now, what are they saying?
They are definitely rooting for me to know where I came from to now, and a lot of people, they're just amazed at the consistency and the discipline that I have. I let people know whenever they ask what is it about losing weight and staying consistent, and it's a lifestyle change completely from what I used to do to where I am now. I'm a stickler. If I miss a workout or if I miss a meal or something like that, I feel bad about it. Yeah. And I have that guilt syndrome that a lot of us athletes who are at the top of our game, we get, because we feel like we failed ourselves. So my family definitely is supportive. My mom and my dad. They don't get to travel with me as much, but they're always rooting for me. My mom cooks a lot of my meals for me because I have so much going on. So just to have that little bit of a support system, it means the world to me.
People must be so proud of what you've accomplished.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
It's
right?
gradually like it's growing. I can remember where I started from, and to now things are kind of like working into what my goals are that I wrote down. They're starting to come to fruition. So I get excited. I'm grateful for sure.
Give me a timeline. So you said you went from 270 to 190. How long did it take for that to happen?
From 2013 to 2017.
Okay, 4 years. Okay.
Yes. I started.
Oh, really? But you still
happened.
managed to always lose a little bit, and okay.
Yeah.
And then from 190 to becoming a pro, what year was that?
From 2017 to 2019, I went pro.
2 years.
Yeah.
That's quick.
That's crazy.
Very
So
quick.
I think if in 2018 when I won the Lee Haney Games overall, that actually was a look that could have been taken to nationals, and I won my pro card then. But the coach that I had at the time was just like, I want you to earn it. And I respected him so much for that, because the confidence that it put into me shines now on the stage. I can stand next to Heather Grace or other Olympians up there, Jeannie Feldman, and I feel confident and secure with my look to be able to hold my own.
That's awesome. What a great story you have. That's awesome. I hope you send me some of your before pictures, and I know those are always embarrassing, and a lot of time we don't want to take those pictures because we don't want to be reminded of what we were before. I've been heavy before, so I know what it's like, but I really would like people to see, and I'll post some contest pictures of you as well in there, so they can actually see the work you've done, because it's amazing. And I hope that people who are struggling today with obesity or being too heavy or health issues see this video to see that you've done it and it's possible, right?
Yes. I tell people all the time, there's no shortcuts. You can't skip 4 and 5 to get to 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
You have to go through those steps.
Yeah.
For a lot of women, off season is the hardest part for them, because either they'll come off of a show, they'll binge eat, and then they get upset and frustrated with their look, and they don't know what to do to try to get the weight back off and to get the lines back. So I tell women all the time, sign up for a photo shoot during off season. That'll help you feel still sexy and feminine and still want to stay on top of your goals. You have to see it even in your off season of what the goal is. The lines are gonna go away, but if you can vision what you want to see and what you want to look like, it'll help you leading into prep.
Good advice. All right. Well, guys, I really appreciate you filming today for JTV. Thank you so much again for coming all the way from Georgia. We hope to get you back on the show maybe next time you compete.
Yes.
If we get the chance, that would be great to see you in contest shape. But you look amazing and you look really happy. And that's the most important thing, to be happy with ourselves, right?
Yes.
On a daily basis. What an incredible work you've done, Eric. I wish you guys the best of luck for the two of you guys.
Thank you. I'm really honored to be your coach. I'm honored that you chose me, and so happy to be on this journey with you, and can't wait to be sitting in the audience cheering for you at the Olympia.
2022
and
in
hopefully
Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Yes.
And hopefully that will not be far from where I live.
That's right. All right, thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.